Hey guys, Shukesh here once again. As you know, OnePlus has released a new update primarily focusing on the camera, and it upgrades the oxygen waves from 9.5.3 to 9.5.4, and I'm happier than before, but well, I will tell you my final verdict at the end of this video. With this update, the dynamic range has been enhanced by a lot, and also the image quality in low light is improved, and issues with white balance and autofocus have been fixed. Here in this sample, the OnePlus 7 Pro, which is on the right, is working just fine even against the sun in the afternoon, but it's still not as good as the iPhone XS Max, which is on the left. Due to high dynamic range, the sample from the iPhone is kind of faded, but you can of course post-process. The sample from the OnePlus is much more colorful, more ready to share, with much more contrast. It's actually much better than before, that is before the update. Now if you look at the leaves in the shadows are crushed on the OnePlus, whereas it's still visible on the iPhone. So in dynamic range, OnePlus 7 Pro is still not even close to the iPhone or the flagships. There is another sample for you. You can pause here and judge the quality of the picture, the HDR. Make sure you watch this video in full resolution, that is 4K. Now of course OnePlus has got more contrast but slightly less details. Now I have taken a similar picture on the OnePlus 7 Pro before the update at the same time of the day and almost at the same location. So here you can compare. Now the sample from the OnePlus is after the update, and the sample from the iPhone is much more detailed with natural color, whereas OnePlus 7 Pro is not that bad actually here. Let me show you a similar sample before the update. The shadows and the highlights are slightly more detailed after the update. I mean, look here. The improvement in dynamic range is visible, but it's still not flagship category. But on the wide angle lens, the HDR seems as bad as before. The shadows are really poorly handled, and when you switch to the telephoto zoom lens, the dynamic range improves a lot, which is quite interesting. Now if you look at the iPhone sample, which is taken with the 2x zoom, you can see that the color, the sharpness are maintained along with the dynamic range. OnePlus 7 Pro takes really poor quality images with the telephoto zoom lens. There is almost no details, no color, no contrast on the pictures. Of course it's taken after the update, so what's the use of a telephoto zoom lens if the quality of the pictures are much worse than the original camera? So it's better to take a 48 megapixel primary camera picture and then crop. Well, if you are really into OnePlus 7 Pro, then don't lose your hope completely, because in proper lighting conditions where high dynamic range is not crucial, OnePlus 7 Pro takes decent quality pictures, almost as good as flagships. The colors are nicely saturated and the pictures are very crisp, sharp, and also perfectly in focus. The before and after pictures I'm showing you are actually very close. There is no visible difference, and once again the picture quality from the OnePlus 7 Pro's rear main camera is exceptional, but the images from the wide angle as well as the telephoto camera are not up to the mark. Now let's have a close look at the indoor photos. The glass housing is completely blown away before, but after the update it's much better, and also the background is much more brighter on the after picture. But there is a trade-off. The noise is highly visible on the after picture. If you compare it with the iPhone sample, you can clearly notice the noise on the Apple device is not as severe. Here are a few more before after pictures which I have actually shown you on my previous upload. So pause anywhere and compare. Definitely there is visible improvement in the nightscape mode. I mean, the right picture is not only brighter but also maintains details. So OnePlus did another good job in improving this night mode. Before the update it was pretty average. Now it's slightly improved, though the color rendering is slightly faded I think. Still I'm happier with this mode. Now I wasn't also happy with the optical image stabilization of OnePlus 7 Pro in the video mode when you are recording at 30 fps, 1080p or 4K. It was very poor compared to iPhone XS Max. It seems like there is no OIS active. Now after the update, I think the scenario improved a little bit. OnePlus 7 Pro is more stable, may not be as good as the iPhone, but it's better than before, and in 60 fps the stabilization is much better. Now the dynamic range is very bad on OnePlus in 1080p mode, but if you switch to 4K then it's much more pleasant. The sample you are seeing right now is also at 60 fps, so the video is also much more stabilized. iPhone XS Max versus OnePlus 7 Pro, 60 fps 4K. iPhone XS Max versus OnePlus 7 Pro, 60 fps 4K. Guys, we are at the end of this episode, and on my next video I will talk about the front facing camera. And the front camera of OnePlus 7 Pro has got a major issue after the software update, which is one of the latest problems with this new OnePlus flagship. So make sure you subscribe to this channel. The video will be uploaded by tomorrow positively. If you liked today's episode, do remember to like, comment and share. This is Shukesh signing off. Thanks a lot for watching, guys.